Hello there. In this class we are going to be discussing a few more things. As this is an introductory course, so we are going to be discussing these basic things. So in this class we are going to be discussing how do we set up a desktop computer, or we can also call it a workstation. So a desktop computer is basically a collection of individual devices. By integrating them we can create a whole workstation that we use mostly in our offices. Now a complete workstation contains a mouse, it contains a keyboard, it contains a system unit, or which we call a desktop. It also contains a monitor, which can be LED or LCD, which can also contain some speakers or other devices like modems or NIC or some other devices. These are the pictures of these devices. This is my desktop, or we can also call it system unit. This is my monitor, these are my speakers, these two. This is my keyboard and this is my mouse. So this is what we need. These are all the hardware that we need to create a complete workstation. Now the first step that we should adopt while integrating a workstation is that we need to connect the monitor with the system unit or the box or the desktop that we have. So we have got two options here. One option is that we can use a VGA cable, the other option is that we can use a display cable. Display cable uses this kind of port and VGA cable uses this kind of port. There are ports both on the monitors and on the system unit. You can put one end on monitor and you can put the other terminal on the system unit to attach both of them. So in the second step you need to give power to your system unit or your desktop using this power cable. Meanwhile you also need to give power to your monitor using the same power cable. There must be a port in the monitor. You need to find out that port in that monitor. Apart from there you need to do one more thing, and what is that? You need to connect your computer with the mouse. So the older way to connect your mouse with the computer was this. There was these ports which we normally called PS2 ports. So we needed these ports, and we needed mouses with these kind of cables that we needed to put them here. But the new mouses mostly use the same USB A type that we are currently using. So apart from that, if you want to insert a keyboard with the system unit, again if you have a older system unit or if you have an older keyboard, in that case you are going to be using this port. And if you have a new keyboard, you can either use this one, or maybe some of the keyboards are wireless nowadays, and also the mouses too. And just like the speakers, if you have a speaker, you will see ports like these. One is for the input and one is for the output, which means the output means the speaker and the input means the microphone. So if you have a mic, you will use this port, and if you have a speaker, you will use the other port. So this is how you set up your computer. Apart from that, you need to press the power button to boot your computer. The next thing that we are going to be discussing is a term that we normally called ergonomics. Now I'm going to tell you what ergonomics is. Ergonomics is actually a concept, it's actually a study of the factors. I have tried to define this here. This is the study of the factors affecting the performance of a working user. Let's say you are a user, you are using a computer is placed in front of you. So you need to make everything easier for yourself. Now you need to do a lot of things, like you need to see the proper arrangement, like how what's the distance between you and your computer, like how is your mouse placed in front of you, how is the keyboard placed in front of you, how is your chair stretchable or not. So all these things, all these concepts is known as the ergonomics. Basically these are the factors which affect the performance. If your mouse is too far from you, it is going to affect your performance. If the chair is too straight or too tight, it is going to affect your performance. So all these terms come in the category of ergonomics. Okay, so I have tried to define these things here. I have made some comprehensive notes here. So if you want to access this note, you can find the drive link of my notes in the description, from where you can download these notes. Now how do we properly place a keyboard or mouse? Now there is a term that we normally called RSI, which is called repetitive strain injury. Now this injury is mostly this injury happens with occurs or arises in programmers and those people who are who are interacting with the computer on daily basis. Simply, this is a condition that occurs when the same task is performed repeatedly by a person. Now if you are working in an office and you are sitting in front of a PC, so you might feel that you have been feeling pain in your back, maybe in your like arms, because you are performing the same actions day by day, maybe up to years. Maybe I've seen people who you have been doing the same thing, who have been sitting in front of the computer for more than 20 years. So definitely they are going to have some back pain and all. So all those pains are because you are sitting constantly, you are performing certain actions that you are repeating, that you are performing recursively, repeatedly. Okay, so such injury is known as RSI, which occurs to you due to like performing the same thing a lot of times. So it's like I have given the tips here. Again, you can see the notes if you want to like see all of them, because this is way too comprehensive. Just like that, I have also mentioned how do we sit in front of the computer and how the monitor will be placed in front of you. So these are some terms that we have discussed right now.